Good evening and welcome to Football Friday Night. One more time alongside Katie Gilhooly, I am merely Jason Geyser.
Tonight, we have highlights from 7 different conferences, and in each of those, there's at least one instance of a first-place team taking on a squad that sits just a game back atop the conference standings.
There are 2 of those matchups in the WBL. Defending Division IV state champion Van Wert is tied for the league lead. Shawnee's a game behind thanks to their first 2 losses of the year the last 2 weeks. They meet at Shawnee tonight. I hope Aiden Pratt scrubbed up because he performed surgery in the first quarter. Cougs' first drive, he hits Garrett Gunter for a first down. And before you know it, Pratt is slinging it out to older brother Connor for a 5-yard touchdown. It's quickly 7-0 Van Wert. When they get the ball back, they march right back down, and Pratt hits Maddox Crutchfield on the shovel pass. Another 5-yard strike makes it 14-zip. Shawnee's got to get something going, but when they go to the screen pass that Van Wert ran so well, Carter Miller blows it up for no gain. It's 14-zip Cougs after 1, and early in the second, Pratt keeps it and barrels his way in for another score. Van Wert wins big, 49-14.
Keeping with our theme tonight, Jason, Wapakoneta comes into tonight tied atop the league standings, also playing a team that sits just 1 game behind them, hosting Elida. Second quarter, Braden Goulet scrambles to his right, turns on the Jets, stiff arms a defender on his way out of bounds. That's good enough for a first down, and a couple plays later, Goulet calls his own number again. This time it's the goal line that he's crossing. Wapakoneta grabs a 17-7 lead. Leading into halftime. Third quarter, they're looking for more, but on a 4th down, Torrey Thomas and Kevin McGuire bring Goulet to the ground. Elida forces the turnover on downs, but they can't do anything with it. Ensuing drive, the ball comes out, and it's the Redskins defense corralling it. Wapakoneta wins again, 30-13. Elsewhere in the WBL, OG blanks Salina 42-0. St. Mary's beats Kenton on the road 48-7, and Bath winners over Defiance 17-13.
In the Three Rivers Athletic Conference, Lima Senior returns home after losing at league co-leader Toledo Central Catholic last week. Tonight, the Spartans host the other conference co-leader Whitmer. Lima falls down 28-0 before they put something together. Second quarter, Aiden Howard feels the pocket collapsing, but gets out of trouble, dumping it off to Cecil Benton, who slips out of 1 tackle before being brought down. That is good for a Spartans first down, and now Howard tests the water down the field, and Cam Miles reels it in. The 25-yard hookup has Senior High inside the 30, and as the first half clock ticks away, they cap the drive. Howard to Miles, makes a man miss, and he comes right to me. It's a 19-yard touchdown on the catch and run by the senior. The Spartans pull within 28-7 late in the second quarter, and before the break, Jerome Daniel gets into the Whitmer backfield and drops the ball carrier for a loss. Lima has all the momentum going into the half, but it isn't enough. Spartans lose 41-14. Up I-75 at Donnell Stadium, Findlay plays host to St. Francis. Strangely enough, these 2 teams have posted the same result, win or loss, in every week of the season so far. That'll obviously end tonight. First quarter, Ryan Montgomery fires to Ben Ireland, and the speedster does the rest. He takes it to the end zone for 6. The Trojans tie this game early on. It's 7-all. So now it's the Knights' turn to go to the air, but that proves to be a bad idea. Cameron Stagnolia picks it off for the boys in blue. Findlay wins 35-28.
In the Northwest Conference, another 1 versus 2 matchup tonight at Clymer Stadium as Crestview makes the trip to Columbus Grove as the Bulldogs look to stay undefeated on the year. Picking this one up second half, Grove well in control, and they are on the move again. Brenton Renner drops back and finds Colin Metzger down the sideline. He comes down at the 10-yard line, and that sets up this. Renner to Landon Myers, who walks this one in for 6. Grove takes a 35-0 lead. Next possession, the handoff goes to A.J. Schaefer. He takes this up the middle for a big gain and moves the sticks. But the Bulldogs will have to settle for a field goal. Reese Verhoff knocks this one down from 35 yards out, and Columbus Grove stays unbeaten, winning 38-0. Leipzig coming off a heartbreaker last week at home against Grove, looking to bounce back this week on the road, traveling to Bluffton. Still scoreless when we pick this up, and Bluffton special teams gets in on the action. Bo Stever fields the punt and takes this one around the edge, making guys miss, nearly taking this one to the house before being brought down inside the 20, and that eventually leads to this. Nate shot on the QB keeper. He bounces off the pile before walking this one in. Bluffton takes a 6-0 lead, but that doesn't last long as the Vikings get to work. Dylan Neese finds Kryn Schrader on the flats. He makes his way down the sidelines, cutting around 2 guys, taking this one all the way to pay dirt. Leipzig wins 28-14.
Allen East tonight tries to keep their conference title hopes alive. The Mustangs gallop west into Delphus, visiting a Jefferson team that's already won one more game this year than they did in the last 3 combined. Late second quarter, it's Carter Young on the kick return for Allen East, and he's making the most of it. The senior takes it all the way 80 yards to the opposite end zone. Allen East goes up 35-14 at the break. Third quarter, Jefferson cuts into it. Colin Bailey loading up and going topside. Andrew Miller hauls it in, falling across the goal line. The Jeff Cats get within 35-21, but Allen East is always a step ahead. Cade Wireman taking it 15 yards to pay dirt. The Mustangs win on the road 49-35. Somebody's got to get back on track tonight in Spencerville. The homestanding Bearcats try to snap a 2-game skid, hosting an Ada team that's dropped 3 straight entering tonight. First quarter, it's the home team getting out to the strong start. Dale Smith with the rock, rumbling from midfield all the way to the painted turf. The senior starts the scoring as Spencerville goes up 7-0, and they would not be done. Now Nate Coulter takes to the friendly skies, and the sophomore connects with Tyler Koenig for the touchdown toss. It's 14-0 Bearcats. They go up 21-zip shortly after, and then the defense gets involved. Ada obviously has to pass, but this one's picked off by Coulter. Spencerville wins in front of the home fans 56-20.
We need to take our first break here on Football Friday Night. When we come back, highlights for another pair of showdowns at the top of the standings, this time in the MAC and the BBC. Stick around.
Football Friday Night is brought to you by Union Bank. Now with everyday rewards checking, with free online banking and bill pay, refunds on ATM charges, and more.
Welcome back. Heading down to MAC country, Coldwater remains atop the Division 6 state poll this week. The defending state champs are unbeaten on the season and tied atop the conference standings. Tonight, the Cavaliers put that unbeaten record on the line, traveling to Wilding Post Athletic Complex to take on St. Henry, who are winners of 2 straight. Picking this one up with 2 minutes left in the first half of a tie ball game, Bryce Brookhart drops back and airs it out to Harrison Wendell. The ball pops out, but they're going to rule this one a catch and a touchdown. The Redskins go up 21-14. So we head to the third quarter. Coldwater trying to respond, but the snap goes through the Cavalier QB's hands, and Ben Mormon is there to recover it, but that drive stalls. The Redskin defense comes up big again, though. The Cavalier pass is tipped right into the hands of Jaden Lange, who gets the diving interception. St. Henry holds Coldwater scoreless in the second half to take down the #1 team in the state, 21-14. The other team tied atop the MAC standings is the team that sits atop the Division 7 state poll. Marion Local welcomes Fort Recovery to Booster Stadium tonight. Opening drive of the game, Peyton Oddie pitches to Drew Lousy. He gets out of the bunch, taking this one 38 yards, weaving through defenders, getting the Flyers into Indians territory and moving the sticks. Later that drive, Oddie hands off to Dylan Fleck, who finds pay dirt from 8 yards out. Flyers go up 7-0 early, and the home team wastes no time. Next possession, Oddie on the option, faking out the defense and our cameraman. He's off to the races, taking this one to the end zone from 43 yards out. Flyers roll tonight, 30-0.
Neighbors collide in southern Auglaize County. Defending Division 7 state champ New Bremen makes the short flight south into Minster. The Wildcats have lost 4 in a row coming in. Opening drive for the Cardinals. They face a 4th and 9, and they still move the chains. David Holman to Nick Alleg on the slant. Cardinals get closer to the end zone, and it doesn't take long to find it. Hunter Schaefer taking the handoff, powering his way through defenders. He will not be denied. The Cardinals go up 7-0 early in this one, and later in the first quarter, they're at it again. This time, it's Colton Muther turning on the Jets and making his way to pay dirt. Cardinals win 35-7. A couple other MAC games tonight. Versailles picks up a 4th straight win, 38-0 over Anna. And St. John's is victorious on the road, 35-13 at Parkway. Now let's welcome in Tyler Segerman to recap the night in the Blanchard Valley.
Thanks, Jason. Tonight, undefeated Macomb played host to a pivotal game in the race for a Blanchard Valley Conference title, welcoming Arlington, who came in just sitting a game behind. Now, battling for the crown is something these two programs have experienced before when both finished 1 and 2 in the BVC back in 2016. It's our Football Friday Night Spotlight Game.
Football Friday Night Spotlight Game, brought to you by D&D Trucking and Services.
Macomb has won 5 of the last 6 meetings, but last year it was Arlington who came away with the victory. Lots of anticipation for this one coming into tonight. First play from scrimmage, Jared Griggs fires one out to Grant Regal. He slips, but it's okay. It actually helps him as he sheds 2 defenders before turning up to speed. That moves the chains rather quickly. Later in the drive, it's Griggs looking to throw once again, this time facing pressure, steps up, but Dylan Schwisher from behind doesn't let him get away. Sack puts it into that drive as Arlington is forced to punt. So Macomb now with their first crack on offense, and they go to to the air as well, but Braden Agapew jumps the route for the interception. Theme of the night was defense. The Panthers now back on it, and Eli Franks providing the hit stick as it will remain 0-0 with a minute left in the first half. Macomb, though, with one last try to get on the board. Grant DeShong's pass tipped, but check out the catch by Camden Glazer, one-handed as he hauls it in. Macomb wouldn't score on this drive, but they would put up 14 in the fourth quarter as they stay unbeaten, winning 14-0. We now move to a pair of teams who are also still in the BVC hunt. Van Buren and Pandora Gilboa with only one league loss, which Macomb handed to both of them. Pandora Gilboa pitching a shutout in the third quarter, up 15-0. Van Buren trying to cut into that deficit, but it's Carson Meyer cutting into the play, popping the ball up and into the hands of Camden Tiemann. He's heading the other way as the Rockets get the ball back, but the Knights defense not ready to bend. Lucas Brown flying in with bad intentions. Sack keeps PG off the board. However, they would get the ball back, and this time Dylan Crone makes Van Buren pay. Connects with Aiden Morris over the middle, and he is going to break this tackle, and there he goes. Green grass in front of him. He'll even put out a stiff arm here, earning him a few more yards for good measure. Rockets in business. It's now 4th and goal, but Crone ends up powering through. Pandora Gilboa wins 30-0. Another title contender, Liberty Benton, improves to 3-0 in the Blanchard Valley with a 49-14 win over Riverdale. Arcadia defeats Corey Rawson 51-3, and North Baltimore grabs victory against Van Loo 40-14.
Thanks, Tyler. We need to take our second and final break here on Football Friday Night. But our little theme continues on the other side. League leaders in the Northwest Central and the NWOAL square off with a team right on their tails. See the highlights after this.
Football Friday Night is brought to you by Rabel's Auto Service in St. Mary's, where we'll fix the problem the first time, not cause more.
Welcome back to Football Friday Night. A 5-game win streak has helped USV already top their win total from any of the past 4 seasons dating back to 2016. Those Rams won 8 games and a share of their lone NWCC championship. These Rams begin the night alone atop the standings, entering a date with a Hardin Northern squad that's tied for 2nd place. Upper has already beaten the other 2nd place team. That would be Waynesfield Goshen. They've also beaten defending champ Perry, so this would be a major step toward a 2nd league crown. First quarter, the give is to number 99, who I'm guessing is Connor Sanders, even though that's not normally his number. Looks good in that defensive end number, toting it in for the touchdown. 8-0 Rams, and they get defensive. Hardin Northern tests the airways, and Maddox Underwood makes them pay. The freshman grabs the interception. The Polar Bears would fall down 16-0, but then get going. Nevin Robson to Xander Wilson, and he's in a foot race. Another freshman makes a big play in this game. The long touchdown gets Hardin Northern within 16-6, but this one is all Upper. Jackson roars with the rushing TD to put him up 16 points. USV wins again, 44-22. The aforementioned Commodores of Perry need to find their stride if they're going to make the playoffs for an unprecedented 3rd straight year. They host Ridgemont tonight. The Golden Gophers have dropped 4 straight coming in. We can't get to Bob Lee Stadium until the 3rd quarter, and this one's a running clock. Terry Riley taking the handoff, picking up a few yards, tries to stay in bounds, but takes a pop. It's a 42-0 game, and here the snap gets away from Ryan Yanks, but he calmly picks up the ball, gets away from 2 Gophers and another, and then rolls off another would-be tackler. Nice pickup by the senior QB. Perry kills off the clock in this one and wins it 42-0. Also in the Northwest Central tonight, Waynesfield Goshen pitches a shutout of their own. The Tigers host Perry next Friday.
Jason, I've got one more for you. It's another matchup of teams that sit next to each other in the conference in the NWOAL. Patrick Henry is tied atop the standings, traveling to Wauseon, who's just 1 game back. Indians on the move, but not if Will Seedorf has anything to say about it. He comes up with the quarterback sack. Now PH gets defensive. Nash Meyer on the keeper, taking this one to the outside. He's in for 6, but that's all the points the away team would get. Ethan Borton here on the interception. Wauseon wins tonight, 21-6. And other scores from around the area, Green Meadows Conference, Wayne Trace winners over Fairview 15-13, and Tenora beats Paulding 45-6. Central Buckeye Conference, Mad River Division, Indian Lake gets another win, 48-21 over Urbana, while Ben Logan falls at home to North Union 35-7. In the Kitten Trail Division, Springfield Shawnee beats Bell Fountain 28-14. Three Rivers Conference, Riverside picks up a win over Lehman Catholic, 44-14. And in non-conference play tonight, a big win for LCC, playing without their starting quarterback for 3 quarters, still beating the number 2 ranked team in Division 6, 30-23. This one was played in a neutral field in London tonight. Fort Loramie with a heartbreaker on the road, falling 29-28 to Columbus Academy.
And that is a wrap for Football Friday night. Thank you at home for watching, and thanks to you, Katie Gilhooly, for nearly 3 years of hard work and dedication, a stretch of employment that ends now.
Yeah, what a bittersweet moment this is for me. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time here in Northwest Ohio, and part of me wishes I could stay. Luckily, I'm not going far. I've accepted a job in Indianapolis with the Great Midwest Athletic Conference, which will bring me back to the Buckeye State frequently. But before I go, I want to thank everyone here for everything, especially you, Jason, as well as Fitz and Kevin for giving me this wonderful opportunity, and for all of you for welcoming me into your homes. If I made half the impact this area has made on me, I'll call it a win. You will all have a fan in Indy now, and I can't wait to keep following our teams next door in Indiana. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you.
Katie, you were here through unprecedented times, as everybody knows, with COVID and everything that happened. I may not have been able to have the last year that I had, where I was able to be home with my family when they needed me, if not for your stable guidance and steady hand here at the station. I appreciate everything you've done for me and for this place. Tyler and I will be right back here next week. Football Friday night's going to roll on without you, Katie. I hate to tell you.
That's okay.
Join us then. Until then, have a good night and a great weekend.